The Dragon Emperor walked silently through the glowing corridors of his palace. The walls shimmered like liquid metal, reflecting soft lights that pulsed with the energy of the city below. Outside, flying vehicles streaked across the sky, leaving trails of colored light. But inside, the palace felt calm and serene. His scales glimmered faintly under the soft glow, shifting colors from deep green to gold. And his eyes, sharp and intelligent, missed nothing. As he approached the palace gardens, he noticed a figure moving among the luminescent plants. It was Lyra, his human maid, carefully tending to a cluster of flowering trees whose leaves sparkled like crystals. She moved with grace and care, her hands gentle as she adjusted the glowing buds. Her hair, dark and tied loosely, swayed with each movement. She looked up when she sensed him watching, bowing politely as she always did. "Good morning, Lyra," the Emperor said, his voice calm but carrying the weight of authority and curiosity. "Good morning, Your Majesty," she replied softly, straightening her posture, though a flicker of discomfort passed across her face. The Emperor noticed it immediately. Humans were delicate compared to his kind, and yet their expressions and movements carried more information than many aliens could sense. He stepped closer, observing her carefully. His eyes, which could detect subtle shifts in body temperature and microtension in muscles, fell upon something concerning. Faint bruises marred her arms and shoulders, hidden partially beneath her sleeves. "Are you well, Lyra?" he asked, tilting his head slightly. Lyra's hands paused mid-motion. For a brief moment, the serene smile she always wore faltered. I'm fine, Your Majesty," she said quickly, lowering her gaze. The Emperor crouched slightly, placing a hand near hers without touching. His alien senses extended subtly, enough to detect her emotional state: fear, hesitation, and something deeper. A trace of pain rippled outward. Humans often tried to hide these things, but their emotions were transparent to one who knew how to read them. "Lyra," he said gently, "your body is telling me a story your words are not. Please, tell me the truth. There is no need to hide here." She swallowed hard, the faintest tremor running through her hands. She had grown up in the outskirts of the city, in an area humans called the Shadow District. It was a place where people worked long hours, often under cruel conditions, and where humans were considered expendable by many alien overseers. The bruises were a reminder of that life, of the punishments she endured for speaking out or trying to protect others. I tripped, Your Majesty," she said softly, though the Emperor could feel the tension in her voice. The Emperor's brow furrowed slightly. His scales rippled with a subtle shift, a silent acknowledgement of his curiosity and concern. He knew she was not lying completely. There were incidents where humans lost their footing, but this story did not explain all the marks. "Lyra," he said again, more firmly but still kind, "I am not here to punish. I am here to understand. I ask only that you speak honestly. There is nothing to fear in truth." Lyra hesitated. Her eyes darted toward the palace walls, as if she might find someone watching from the shadows. Then, slowly, she relaxed, trusting the calm presence of the Emperor. Her voice, soft but steady, began to tell a story she had never shared with anyone in the palace. I worked in the factories in the Shadow District," she admitted. "The supervisors, they were harsh. If we made mistakes, we were punished. Sometimes it was physical. I tried to protect others when I could, and that's why I have these." The Emperor listened quietly, his eyes never leaving hers. In his long life, he had seen humans as fragile creatures, clever, but often powerless. Yet hearing her story, he detected a strength that went beyond physical endurance. This human, small and vulnerable by appearance, carried courage and moral resolve in a way that was rare even among his own kind. "Thank you for telling me, Lyra," he said finally. "Your honesty is a mark of great strength. Many would have hidden the truth out of fear. You have not only endured, but you have acted with integrity." Lyra's eyes widened slightly, and a faint blush colored her cheeks. She had not expected praise, only scrutiny, or perhaps dismissal. The Emperor, sensing this, allowed a small, approving smile to form on his face. "You are clever, Lyra," he continued. "Your mind and heart are more valuable than many realize. I want to help. But first, I must understand more about what happened to you and the others who suffer as you do." She nodded, still hesitant but feeling a cautious sense of relief. For the first time in years, she felt that someone in power might care for more than just obedience or productivity. The Emperor moved along the garden path beside her, silent for a moment as he absorbed the details of her story. The plants around them glowed softly, their luminescence reflecting in his eyes. The palace, though vast and technologically advanced, felt warmer in her presence. Perhaps it was the honesty she brought, or the courage that quietly radiated from her being. "Tell me, Lyra," he said finally. "Are there others like you? Others who suffer in silence?" "Yes, Your Majesty," she replied, her voice steadying with the knowledge that she was finally being heard. "Many humans are forced to work under harsh conditions. They are clever, resourceful, and willing to help one another. But there is no one to protect us. The supervisors, they punish anyone who resists." The Emperor nodded thoughtfully. Humans had always intrigued him. Their resilience, their ingenuity, and their moral compass, sometimes fragile, sometimes unyielding, were traits he found fascinating. He had long believed in their potential. But this story was proof of something he had not yet fully understood. Humans could endure suffering with grace. And even when oppressed, many acted with courage and integrity. "Your bravery has not gone unnoticed," he said. "I will see to it that you and your peers are protected. No one should suffer for their integrity." Lyra's eyes glistened. She had not expected such words. Most in the city, even those in positions of power, ignored human struggles or exploited them further. The Emperor's concern felt almost unreal, like a promise forged in light. "Thank you, Your Majesty," she whispered. I did not expect anyone to care." The Emperor studied her for a long moment. Then, without warning, he reached into a small device at his belt and activated a holographic display. A map of the Shadow District appeared in mid-air, showing the layout of factories, streets, and hidden passages. "I must understand the environment that shaped your experience," he said. "I will not send help blindly. Knowledge is essential. Will you guide me, Lyra?" She hesitated, aware of the risk in revealing these locations. But the trust she had begun to feel in the Emperor outweighed her fear. "Yes, Your Majesty," she said finally. "I can show you, safely. There are secret paths and hidden areas that outsiders never notice." The Emperor nodded approvingly. "Good. Together, we will ensure that no one else suffers in silence." They walked further into the garden, the glowing plants casting long shadows over the marble pathways. Lyra began to speak of the factories, the people she had tried to help, and the subtle ways she had resisted injustice. The Emperor listened intently, storing every detail in his mind. He could sense the bravery in her actions, the careful intelligence that guided her choices, and the empathy she extended to others, despite her own hardships. "Your species is remarkable," he said finally, almost to himself. "I have underestimated humans for too long." Lyra glanced at him, surprised. You think humans are remarkable?" The Emperor smiled faintly. "Yes. Strength is not only in physical power. It is in intelligence, morality, and courage. You embody all of these, Lyra. That is why I will act." A quiet moment passed as they continued through the garden. Lyra felt a warmth she had not known in years, a sense that someone in power genuinely valued her life and the lives of those around her. For the first time, the shadow of fear lifted slightly from her heart. The Emperor finally stopped near a fountain where water floated in midair, defying gravity in the elegant technology of the palace. "Rest now," he said. "Tomorrow, we will begin planning. You will not face this alone again." Lyra bowed deeply, gratitude and cautious hope filling her heart. "Thank you, Your Majesty," she said softly. The Emperor watched her for a moment longer, his sharp eyes noting the faintest smile on her face. Then he turned away, walking toward his chambers. He had made a decision. Humans were clever, resilient, and capable of great courage. If they were guided, respected, and protected, they could achieve feats that even his own species could not imagine. In the quiet of the palace, the Emperor began thinking of plans, strategies, and possibilities. The bruises on Lyra's arms were a mark of pain, yes, but they were also a symbol of courage, of moral strength, and of the untapped potential of her species. He would see to it that she and all like her were recognized, respected, and empowered. And for Lyra, a small human in a vast alien palace, hope began to bloom. Fragile but real. The Dragon Emperor had noticed her suffering. Yes, but more importantly, he had noticed her strength, and in his presence, she realized that perhaps the world was capable of changing after all. The day began with a soft, golden light spilling across the palace. The Dragon Emperor moved through his chambers, his mind focused on the conversation from the previous day. Lyra's story had awakened a curiosity in him that he could not ignore. Humans were clever, resourceful, and resilient, but hearing of the Shadow District, of exploitation and hidden struggles, made him realize he had underestimated them. Lyra entered quietly, bowing as she always did. Her hands were steady now, but a faint tension lingered in her shoulders. She carried a small satchel, filled with maps, notes, and other details she had carefully collected over months of observation. "Good morning, Lyra," the Emperor said. "Are you ready to show me what you spoke of yesterday?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, Your Majesty. I have marked the areas that are most dangerous for humans and noted paths that are unseen by the overseers. If we go carefully, we can understand the whole system without drawing attention." The Emperor followed her to a room equipped with advanced holographic devices. A large circular display hovered in midair, showing the city below. Lyra moved her hands skillfully, projecting layers of data onto the hologram. Streets, factories, hidden alleys, and storage areas appeared, each tagged with subtle markers. "These are the factories where humans work the longest hours," she explained, pointing to several glowing blocks. "The overseers monitor everything, and punishment is frequent. The humans here are clever and strong, but they are not allowed freedom or respect. Many are afraid to speak up." The Emperor studied the hologram carefully. His sharp eyes noted patterns in the movement of the overseers, the placement of surveillance devices, and the hidden escape routes that Lyra had discovered. Humans had found ways to resist without being noticed, clever solutions to survive in an oppressive environment. "You have observed this for a long time," he said, impressed. "You understand not only the layout, but the behavior of the people. That is remarkable. Most humans would never dare." Lyra's eyes brightened slightly at his words. "I could not ignore it. I could not watch people suffer when I knew I could help. Even in small ways. I sometimes guided them to hidden paths, or gave them information to avoid the overseers. But it was dangerous. I have bruises because I tried to stop punishments when I could." The Emperor's gaze softened. He had expected cleverness, but he had not fully anticipated the depth of her courage. Humans were not only smart, but morally strong. The faint bruises were proof of her willingness to face danger for the sake of others. "You have risked much, Lyra," he said. "Your courage will not go unnoticed. And now, together, we will ensure that your efforts help even more." Lyra nodded, a mixture of relief and determination shining in her eyes. I want to help. I want the others to be safe, and I want humans to be seen as capable, not just workers. But it will take more than small actions. The overseers have power, and most humans cannot resist them openly." The Emperor's mind began to form strategies. He had authority, technology, and a disciplined Imperial guard at his command. But more than that, he had something else: trust in humans' cleverness and adaptability. Lyra's knowledge of the city, combined with his resources, could create a plan that would protect the oppressed without unnecessary confrontation. Then we will plan carefully, he said. I will provide guidance and protection. But you will guide me with knowledge only you possess. Together, we will find a way to change this situation without harm. Humans have their strengths, and we will use them wisely. For hours, they work together. Lyra explained secret routines of the overseers. Times when surveillance was weaker. Hidden areas where humans could meet without being detected. She spoke of the ingenuity of her people, the ways they communicated silently, created tools from scraps, and maintained hope even in dire conditions. The Emperor listened, fascinated by the depth of human intelligence. He had seen humans before, but not like this. Not with courage, adaptability, and morality intertwined. Every detail Lyra shared added layers to his understanding. Every small act of resistance she described made him respect their potential even more. Your species is remarkable, he said at one point. Clever, resourceful, moral. You survive. You resist. You protect. I had underestimated this before. Lyra smiled faintly, a small hope forming inside her. Most aliens. They do not see humans like this. They think we are weak or only useful for labor. I did not expect anyone to care. The Emperor's eyes glimmered. I do care. And more than that, I see your potential. You, and all like you, deserve more than oppression. You deserve recognition, respect, and freedom. We will find a way to make that real. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the Emperor and Lyra explored ways to protect humans without direct conflict. They discussed communication networks, secret signals, and methods to alert humans when danger approached. Lyra showed him clever traps she had devised to delay overseers or hide people temporarily. And the Emperor's mind raced with possibilities for improvement using non-lethal technology. Your ingenuity is inspiring, he said. With a few modifications, we can ensure humans are safer and more empowered. We can show their capabilities without risking lives. Lyra's eyes sparkled with determination. I want that. I want humans to be respected for their intelligence, their courage. We are not weak. We can be leaders, inventors, protectors, if given a chance. The Emperor nodded thoughtfully. And we will give that chance. But first, we must understand the full scope of the problem. Show me everything, Lyra. Nothing should be hidden. Trust is essential for success. For the next several hours, Lyra guided him through every secret, every hidden pathway, every small act of human resistance. She spoke of families who shared food, children who carried messages, elders who taught skills quietly so the knowledge of humans was never lost. She spoke of humans who had clever ideas to improve efficiency and safety, but their ideas were ignored because of their species. The Emperor absorbed every detail. Impressed by their resourcefulness, he realized that humans had something rare, a combination of intelligence, empathy, and creativity that even his advanced species sometimes lacked. They were capable of greatness, but circumstances had forced them into obscurity. You are clever, Lyra, he said finally. You have not only survived but have helped others survive as well. That is courage beyond measure. Your species deserves recognition. And I intend to ensure it. Lyra's heart swelled. For the first time, she felt truly seen not as a worker, not as a fragile human, but as a being capable of making a difference. The Emperor's words, combined with his genuine respect, gave her hope that change was possible. Your Majesty, she began hesitantly, do you think humans can truly be seen as equals? The Emperor looked at her, eyes calm and resolute. I do. And I believe they can show the galaxy what they are capable of. But they need guidance, protection, and opportunity. That is what I will provide. That is why your help is so important. Together, we can ensure humans are not just surviving, but thriving. A soft hum filled the room as the palace's energy systems adjusted to their work, reinforcing the holographic displays and calculations. Lyra and the Emperor continued their planning, refining ideas to protect humans, improve their lives, and demonstrate their capabilities. Hours passed, and the day began to fade. The golden sunlight turned soft and violet, reflecting off the city below. Lyra paused, stretching slightly. I never thought someone in power would take this seriously, she admitted. The Emperor smiled faintly. Power is not about fear or dominance. True power lies in understanding, empathy, and action. You have shown me courage and insight. Now, we must act wisely, not hastily, to change the situation. Lyra nodded, determination renewed. I will do whatever I can, Your Majesty. I want to help humans be seen for who we are. You already have, he said softly, and you will continue to. Together, we will ensure that humans are recognized, respected, and safe. Your species has untapped potential. With guidance and opportunity, they can achieve wonders. As the night settled over the city, the Emperor gazed out over the rooftops, thinking of the humans who had struggled in silence for so long. Their resilience, ingenuity, and courage were inspiring. He had seen it firsthand in Lyra, and he knew that if given the chance, humans could rise to greatness. Lyra watched him, feeling a quiet pride. For the first time, she believed in a future where humans were valued not for labor, but for intelligence, morality, and creativity. And she knew that with the Dragon Emperor's support, that future was possible. Together, they planned silently into the night, a partnership forming between alien wisdom and human courage. The bruises on Lyra's arms were a memory of hardship, yes, but also a symbol of resilience and moral strength. The Emperor had noticed, he had understood, and he would act. For Lyra, the faint glow of hope grew stronger. For the Emperor, the quiet brilliance of human potential became undeniable. And in the palace above the glowing city, the first steps toward change began to take shape. The morning air in the palace was crisp and filled with quiet energy. The Dragon Emperor moved through the corridors with purpose. Today was different. Lyra had shared her knowledge of the Shadow District and the hardships humans faced. Today, it was time to act not with force, but with precision, wisdom, and careful planning. Lyra met him near the central command room, her hands steady but her expression alert. She had spent hours organizing her notes, maps, and observations, ready to guide the Emperor in his next steps. "Good morning, Lyra," the Emperor said, his deep voice calm but charged with determination. "We have the knowledge. Now we must plan the action. There are many humans at risk, and our goal is to protect them and reveal the truth without harm." Lyra nodded. "I have marked areas where the overseers are weakest, and times when humans can move safely. If we coordinate carefully, we can ensure their safety." The Emperor gestured toward a large holographic display. A three-dimensional map of the city appeared, highlighting the factories, streets, hidden alleys, and human dwellings. Lyra's meticulous notes were overlaid, showing escape routes, secret meeting points, and areas of concentrated labor. "This is impressive," he said, studying the display. "You have observed and recorded much. Your understanding of your people's resilience is remarkable. We can use this information to plan carefully." Lyra blushed faintly at the praise but focused on the task. "I want humans to be safe, Your Majesty. I want them to know that they are not invisible, that they are clever, resourceful, and capable of more than the overseers allow." The Emperor nodded thoughtfully. "I have seen that firsthand. And now, it is time for the world to see it too. But we must be cautious. We will involve the Imperial Guard not to fight, but to ensure order and safety. They will act with discipline and precision. No one will be harmed, only protected." He activated a communication channel. Moments later, the Imperial Guard appeared before him in formation, their presence commanding and disciplined. They were an elite unit, trained in strategy, observation, and advanced technology. Their alien physiology was formidable, but their loyalty was based on honor, not fear. "Guards," the Emperor began, his voice calm yet firm. "We are tasked with a mission unlike any before. Humans in the city have been exploited, forced into labor under harsh conditions. They are clever, resourceful, and morally strong, yet unprotected. Our goal is to ensure their safety and reveal the truth without confrontation." The guards exchanged looks, understanding the gravity of their task. One of them, a veteran named Kale, stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we will follow your command. How do you intend to proceed?" The Emperor gestured to the holographic display. "This human, Lyra, has guided me through the city's hidden paths, escape routes, and secret meeting points. She knows where humans are most vulnerable and where intervention can have the greatest effect. We will follow her guidance, acting strategically to protect and reveal, not punish." Lyra stepped forward, her heart pounding. I can show you the safest paths. The times when overseers are least attentive. We can coordinate signals so humans know when to move, and the guard can be there to ensure no one is harmed if anything goes wrong." The Emperor nodded approvingly. "Exactly. Your knowledge, combined with their discipline, will allow us to act decisively yet safely. Humans are clever, but they need guidance and protection. We will provide both." Plans were drawn carefully. Using the holographic map, Lyra marked areas of concentrated labor, secret passages, and surveillance blind spots. The Emperor and the Guard discussed tactics to redirect overseers, guide humans safely, and broadcast evidence of exploitation to authorities. Every step was designed to protect life, reveal truth, and showcase human ingenuity. "We must also prepare for contingencies," the Emperor said. "Humans may be frightened, and some overseers may resist non-violently. The Guard will ensure calm and order, guiding humans and preventing accidents. No harm will come to anyone, human or alien." Lyra studied the display, her mind racing with possibilities. "There is one building where humans are most oppressed. It is heavily monitored, but there are vents and service corridors that are rarely checked. We can lead humans through there and out safely. If the Guard positions themselves correctly, we can control the situation without anyone noticing." The Emperor's eyes gleamed. "Good. That will be our primary focus. We will act there first, then extend protection throughout the city." Hours passed as they refined the plan. Lyra's knowledge of human ingenuity and the Emperor's advanced technology created a strategy that was both careful and bold. Signals, routes, timing, and coordination were all considered. It was not a mission of confrontation but of guidance, protection, and revelation. Finally, the Emperor addressed the guards. "You will move with precision, observe quietly, and intervene only to ensure safety. Humans are capable, intelligent, and resourceful. Our role is to protect them and amplify their voices, not to dominate or control. Understood?" The guards bowed deeply. "Understood, Your Majesty." As dusk approached, the Emperor and Lyra prepared to move. She led the way through secret corridors that connected the palace to the city below. The technology of the palace allowed them to remain unseen, their presence masked from surveillance as they descended into the city's labyrinthine streets. Lyra's heart raced, not with fear, but with anticipation. For the first time, she felt that humans might be recognized for their abilities, rather than punished for their existence. She pointed out hidden routes, small nooks where humans could gather safely, and safe paths that bypassed heavily monitored areas. The Emperor observed everything carefully. He noted the clever solutions humans had devised over years of oppression. Signals in lights, patterns of movement, hidden caches of supplies. Their resourcefulness was impressive, but he also saw the risks they faced daily. It strengthened his resolve to act wisely and protectively. At the first building marked as high priority, Lyra stopped. "Here," she whispered. "This is where the oppression is most severe. Humans here work longer hours, with little rest, under constant supervision. But there is a safe path through the service corridors and ventilation shafts." The Emperor nodded. "Lead the way, Lyra. The guards will position themselves to ensure safety. Remember, Our goal is protection and revelation, not punishment. Carefully, Lyra guided small groups of humans through the secret paths. The guards ensured the corridors were clear and helped prevent accidental detection. Signals and timing were precise, allowing humans to move without fear. Their cleverness, combined with the Emperor's planning and the guards' discipline, created a seamless operation. As humans emerged safely, Lyra guided them to temporary shelters and safe meeting points. She observed their expressions: relief, hope, and cautious trust. It was a sight she had never imagined possible. Humans being guided, protected, and respected rather than exploited. The Emperor watched quietly, his heart filled with pride. Humans were clever, resilient, and morally strong. Given guidance and protection, they could achieve remarkable things. The operation was proof that when humans were treated with respect and opportunity, they rose to the occasion. As the operation continued, the Emperor and Lyra coordinated signals to alert other humans in different parts of the city. Hidden messages, light patterns, and subtle sounds directed them safely through the streets. Every successful movement reinforced the idea that humans could act intelligently and responsibly when given support. Hours passed, and the city's humans began to see hope for the first time in years. Their ingenuity, combined with the Emperor's guidance and the guards' protection, allowed them to move safely and assert their presence without conflict. Finally, the operation reached its final stage, broadcasting evidence of exploitation to the city's authorities. Lyra's knowledge and planning ensured that the overseers could not stop the transmission. The Emperor watched as the holographic data, collected from secret networks and safe recordings, spread through official channels. The truth of human ingenuity, resourcefulness, and moral strength became visible to all. Humans had been recognized, not for labor, not for obedience, but for courage, intelligence, and creativity. Lyra's bravery, combined with the Emperor's wisdom and the guards' discipline, had ensured this revelation. As the night deepened, the Emperor led Lyra back to the palace. The city below, once dark and oppressive, now carried a new glow. A glow of hope, recognition, and potential. Lyra's heart was light, filled with pride and cautious optimism. Humans had finally been seen for who they truly were. The Emperor paused in the palace gardens, looking out at the city. "You have done well, Lyra," he said softly. "Your courage and knowledge have shown what humans are capable of. They are clever, resourceful, and morally strong. Today, they have been recognized, and the future is brighter because of it." Lyra smiled, a genuine, heartfelt smile. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I never thought this would be possible. Humans, we can be more than we were allowed to be." The Emperor nodded. "And you will continue to show them. Your species has untapped potential. With guidance, protection, and respect, they can rise to greatness. Today is only the beginning." Together, they stood in the quiet palace garden, overlooking the city that had changed overnight. Humans had been recognized, not through confrontation or force, but through clever planning, courage, and the careful guidance of an Emperor who saw their potential. And as the stars began to shimmer above the city, Lyra realized that the world was finally ready to see humans as they truly were. Clever, resourceful, and capable of greatness. The city woke to a new light. The streets that had once been filled with silent fear now carried a quiet energy, a sense of possibility. Humans moved with a little more confidence, exchanging glances and whispers that carried hope. Their actions were no longer hidden. The Emperor's intervention had changed everything, and the city seemed to sense it. Lyra walked through the palace corridors, her steps lighter than they had ever been. She had seen the operation succeed, guiding humans safely, ensuring that the overseers could no longer oppress without scrutiny. And more than that, she had seen the Emperor's respect and recognition for her species not as servants, not as weaklings, but as clever, resourceful, and morally strong beings. When she entered the grand hall, the Emperor was already there. reviewing data from the broadcasts sent to the city authorities. Holographic screens hovered mid-air, showing humans safely reaching designated zones, smiling, communicating, and moving freely. Lyra's heart swelled. Her people were finally seen for what they were. "Your Majesty," she said softly. "The humans. They are safe. They are moving freely. And they are being noticed for their abilities, not just their labor." The Emperor turned, his shimmering scales reflecting the soft light of the palace. "Yes, Lyra. They have proven their courage and intelligence. Today, they have not only survived, they have been recognized, and the city will remember this. Your guidance and their ingenuity made this possible." Lyra smiled, a mix of pride and relief. I could not have done it alone. Your support, the Guard, it made a difference. Humans, we can achieve much if we are treated with respect." The Emperor nodded. "And that is the lesson, Lyra. Intelligence, courage, and morality are not measured by size, species, or strength. Humans possess these in abundance. Given opportunity and protection, they can do what few others can." As the day progressed, the Emperor and Lyra oversaw the aftermath. The authorities who had received the broadcast evidence were already taking steps to correct injustices. Oversight committees were formed to ensure fair treatment, and factories and workplaces that had exploited humans were now being monitored. For the first time, humans felt empowered to speak, to act, and to innovate openly. Lyra moved through the city alongside the Emperor, observing the change firsthand. Children laughed as they played freely. Adults shared ideas without fear, and humans who had once endured endless labor now explored ways to improve their lives and surroundings. The city, once dark with oppression, seemed to pulse with life and creativity. One group of humans approached cautiously, bowing respectfully before the Emperor. Their leader, a young woman named Mara, spoke with quiet confidence. "Your Majesty, humans are grateful for your guidance and protection. We never imagined someone of your power would see us, truly see us. You have given us hope and recognition." The Emperor inclined his head. "Your species has earned this. Courage, intelligence, and morality are not gifts. They are your strength. Today, you have demonstrated it. And the galaxy will see what humans can achieve." Mara's eyes shone with gratitude. "And this human," she said, turning to Lyra, "has guided you wisely. Her courage and knowledge saved many lives and ensured that humans are finally recognized for their abilities." Lyra blushed faintly. "I only shared what I knew. It was the Emperor who trusted us, who saw our potential, who ensured our safety." The Emperor's eyes met hers. "No, Lyra, you acted with courage and wisdom. You guided humans with intelligence and moral strength. Without you, this could not have happened. You have proven that humans are more than what the world has allowed them to be." As the day drew on, the Emperor summoned the Imperial Guard for a final briefing. The guards, disciplined and focused, listened as he spoke. "Today has shown that intelligence, courage, and morality can overcome oppression without violence. Humans have proven themselves capable, and we have only facilitated their recognition. Guard, remember this. Strength lies not in dominance, but in understanding, protection, and guidance." The guards bowed, their respect for humans growing alongside their respect for the Emperor. Kale, the veteran, spoke quietly. "Your Majesty, humans are clever, resourceful, and wise. They have surprised even us. We will remember this lesson." The Emperor nodded. "Good. And Lyra will continue to guide us. She is a bridge between humans and the Empire, showing that when humans are empowered, they can achieve greatness." Lyra's heart raced. She had never imagined such recognition. Her species, long overlooked and underestimated, was finally being seen for its potential, and she, a small human, had played a crucial role in that change. The Emperor led Lyra to a quiet balcony overlooking the city. The sun was setting, casting golden and violet light across the skyline. Humans moved through the streets below, smiling, talking, and sharing ideas openly. It was a scene of hope, ingenuity, and freedom. "You have done well, Lyra," the Emperor said softly. "Humans have shown their courage, intelligence, and morality. Today, they are recognized, and tomorrow, who knows what they may achieve." Lyra looked at him, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Your Majesty, humans can be more than anyone thought. With guidance, protection, and trust, we can do anything. We are clever, resourceful, and strong, in ways not always seen. Today, we proved it." The Emperor's eyes glimmered. "Yes, and this is only the beginning. I intend to continue working with humans, to provide opportunities, guidance, and respect. Together, we can shape a future where humans are not just survivors but leaders, innovators, and protectors of the galaxy." Lyra smiled, a quiet sense of pride filling her heart. But she had never imagined it could happen so quickly. With the Emperor's support, the city's humans were free to show their true abilities, and their potential had been recognized across the Empire. Over the next days, the Emperor established a council where humans could advise on technology, strategy, and societal improvements. Lyra was appointed as the first human advisor, bridging the gap between her species and the Empire. She worked alongside the Emperor, offering insights from her experiences, guiding policies to ensure fairness, and helping humans gain recognition for their intelligence and creativity. In meetings, she spoke confidently, suggesting innovative solutions and strategic approaches that impressed even the most seasoned alien officials. Her understanding of human ingenuity, combined with the Emperor's wisdom, allowed decisions to be made that benefited everyone. Humans were no longer hidden in shadows, they were active participants in shaping their society. The city below the palace continued to transform. Schools opened that encouraged human innovation. Workplaces integrated humane policies, and communication networks allowed humans to share ideas across districts. Creativity flourished, and humans began to realize their potential as thinkers, innovators, and leaders. Lyra often walked through the city, observing the changes. She saw children inventing small devices, adults collaborating on projects, and families sharing knowledge freely. The fear that had once dominated their lives was gone, replaced with hope, opportunity, and pride. The Emperor joined her during one such walk. "Look at them," he said softly. "They are clever, resourceful, and morally strong. Their potential is limitless, and today, they show it openly. You have guided them well, Lyra." She looked at him, gratitude shining in her eyes. "Your Majesty, without your trust, humans might still be hidden, overlooked, or oppressed. You saw our potential and gave us the chance to be ourselves. That has made all the difference." The Emperor's gaze was steady, filled with understanding. Humans are capable of greatness. They have courage, intelligence, and morality. My role is to guide and protect, but the credit belongs to them and to you, Lyra. You have shown what humans are capable of when given opportunity and trust. As weeks turned into months, the city continued to flourish. Humans gained recognition for their innovations, contributing ideas that improved technology, infrastructure, and social systems. Their cleverness and resourcefulness became known across the Empire. Humans were no longer viewed as weak or expendable, they were respected, trusted, and celebrated. Lyra's role as an advisor grew. She continued to work closely with the Emperor, guiding decisions and helping humans realize their potential. Her bravery, intelligence, and moral strength became a symbol for her species. She had proven that humans could be leaders, thinkers, and innovators, given the right guidance and opportunity. One evening, as the city shimmered under the light of distant stars, Lyra stood beside the Emperor in the palace garden. The air was calm, the soft glow of luminescent plants surrounding them. Humans moved freely in the city below, their voices carrying laughter, ideas, and hope. Your Majesty, Lyra said softly. The humans, They have changed. They believe in themselves, and others believe in them too. They are finally recognized for what they are capable of. The Emperor smiled, a faint ripple of colors passing over his scales. Yes, Lyra, humans are remarkable. They have courage, intelligence, and morality. Today, they show it openly, and the galaxy will never forget. And with your guidance, they will continue to rise, shaping a future full of possibility. Lyra felt a quiet pride and hope. She had witnessed change, helped create it, and seen humans recognized for their true worth. The bruises on her arms were now memories of a past life, a past of struggle, courage, and resilience. They were a testament to strength, not weakness. The Emperor placed a hand on her shoulder gently. You have done well, Lyra. The humans you guided have proven their potential, and you have proven yours. Together, we have shown that when humans are treated with respect and given opportunity, they rise to greatness. Lyra looked at the city below, a soft smile on her lips. Yes, Your Majesty. And this is only the beginning. Humans will continue to grow, to learn, to create, and to lead. The future is ours to shape, and I am ready to help. The Emperor's eyes glimmered as he looked toward the horizon. And I will be there to guide, protect, and trust them. Today, we have shown what humans can do. Tomorrow, they will show even more. Above the city, the stars shone brightly, reflecting the potential of an entire species finally recognized for its courage, intelligence, and ingenuity. And in the palace, the Dragon Emperor and his human advisor stood side by side, watching as the humans they had protected and guided began to rise, proving that when given opportunity, humans could achieve greatness beyond imagination. The night was calm, but the future was bright, filled with hope, creativity, and the promise of endless possibilities. Lyra, the small human who had once been overlooked, had become a symbol of courage and intelligence. And the Emperor, wise and perceptive, had ensured that the galaxy would finally see humans as they truly were. Clever, resourceful, morally strong, and capable of shaping their own destiny.